Hi everyone, I hope all is well. This week's Parshat is Parshat Toldot. Now I heard a very beautiful Dvar Torah actually last year from my Rabbi Moshe Playoff, and he quoted a Rashi on this week's Parsha. Now this Rashi is very puzzling, we have to talk about it. Rashi says, in their early childhood, Yaakov and Esav were indistinguishable. Now let's take a quick tangent. Yaakov and Esau, from the very minute they're born, from even inside the stomach, are physically distinguishable. So how do we reconcile this Rashi with the Pashut Pshat, with the obvious reading of the Torah in this week's Parsha? So it's a real question to ponder on. But for the purpose of this Dvar Torah, let's go with Rashi's talking about their character here. So Rashi's saying that in their early age, they were indistinguishable in terms of their characteristics. Now, this is very puzzling because during their teenage years, nearing their adult years, we know that they were so different. Like Yaakov must have, I'm inferring a little bit here, but Yaakov must have saw his brother going really off the derech from what they grew up with, like totally veering from what their parents had instilled in them. And Yaakov decided to go learn in the yeshiva of Shem and Aver for 14 years. I'm not saying to do that by any means, because he really was seeing his brother slip off. And I really think that there's a very important message for all of us here, that how is it possible that these two brothers that were so indistinguishable according to Rashi as children were so different by the time they were even teenagers? So as my Rabbi Moshe Playoff was saying, that there's one thing to grow up in a household, a strong Jewish household that instills good Jewish values, and to really soak up everything that your parents are instilling in you. And there's another thing to just go with the flow. Oh, my parents said to do this, I'm just going to do that. I'm not going to give it second thought. And I really think it's important for us to really understand this dynamic when so many of our environments that we're in right now are getting so sour with everything that's going on in Israel. We really have to ask ourselves the question are all of my good Jewish values that have been instilled in me, was I just going with emotions when I was learning all that? Do I have to go reinforce myself? Or am I good? Or is everything really instilled in me, right? We have to ask ourselves questions, even like, am I going to daven right now because I know I should daven, it was instilled in me that I learned why I'm supposed to daven? Or am I just davening because I used to go with the flow, and that's how that was instilled in me, just to go with the flow. So I think everyone gets the point, and I'm just going to give everyone a bracha that in these challenging times where so many of our environments are going so sour right now, we have to really ask ourselves these essential questions to prevent ourselves from going off the derech like Esav did. With that, I will conclude with my bracha that we're all strong in our ways, and if we don't feel like these values were instilled in us enough, we take a Yaakov-like path, and we go and we have them instilled within us. And with that, I wish you all a Shabbat Shalom.